Okay, so this demonstration will be a quick rundown on how to use the iAmplifier standalone software by Lumitech Systems to create sequences and time cues for your MerlinMatch systems. This system will work with the MerlinMatch or the MM45. So to begin, we're wanting to create a name or a file path for your program, and we're just going to go ahead and make a simple name. We'll just call this July 4th. And then we can call this a description if you want. And we'll call it Fireworks Show. Next thing we're going to do is create some times. Now, let's just say that this particular item is being used on it's 32 cues, and of those 32 cues, we'll say 12 of them are a comet rack. So if a comet rack, you might want to do some kind of acceleration where it starts out at a certain time, and as it finishes its last cue, it gets faster and faster and faster. So we're going to start with channel 1, and channel means cue. So start at channel 1, and it's going to end at whatever you want it to end at. We'll say end at 12. And so the initial speed will be a 1 second delay, and every cue will speed up by 0.05 of a second. So we'll generate this. So Q1 starts and goes all the way through. We'll preview it. Fire line, Q1 fires instantly, second is a second later, and it speeds up until it finishes its sequence. So we're happy. Now what we're going to do is create a new sequence. This one, because we're basically using a mixture between cakes and comets, we'll just call this board 1. So every time you're going to add times, you're going to add it to this sequence. Okay. So we have the first 12 cues done. The last cue, being Q12, goes off at 6 seconds, 0.66. So every cue time has to be a different time. So the next one will be Q13, and it'll be sometime after 6 seconds, 0.66. And what we'll do is we'll add. Again, it's going to be sometime after that. We'll say it'll be we'll do a simple 8 seconds after. And the channel means Q. The only Q available is Q13. And save. So now Q13 is done. The next one, we'll say we wanted to go off 10 seconds later. So we're going to add 10 seconds to this would be 18. Available will be Q14 and save. So now we have Q14 done. Okay, now we're going to do something. We're at Q14, so we're ready for Q15. Let's do a sequence generator again. This time it'll be a linear. We ended up with 18 seconds, so the off time will have to be sometime after 18 seconds. We'll say it'd be 20. So this sequence will kick in 20 seconds. And the last channel we ended with was 14, so the next one we start with will be 15. And we'll take this one all the way to Q29. We'll do 1 second steps between cues to generate. You can see here. At 20 seconds, Q15 will fire, at 21, 16, and so forth and so on. So we're going to add it to the existing sequence, which is board 1. Hit OK. So now we've got Qs 29 programmed, and currently this board will end up finishing it, if we left it right here, at 34 seconds. So we're going to add some more to that. Let's say this one here, you'll want it to go off 1 minute. Assign it to a queue or a channel. 30, save. Now we're at 1 minute. And the next one we'll add, say this one will go off 1 minute, 2 seconds. Now if you see something like this, that means that you've created an error in the time. This happens if you duplicate a time or it's just not understood. And in this particular situation, we created a duplicate time. So the system will not allow you to enter a time or a something that will cause the system to crash, and it'll give you this warning. So all you do is hit close and you find out what the mistake was. Because it wouldn't allow us to do that, you're gonna have to go back to it. What the problem was, we never assigned it a channel or a queue. So you go over here, you assign it, 31. Save. Now it took it. So the last one was Q31, going off basically 2 seconds after the Q30 went off. And the next one we'll add, we'll say it'll go off 8 seconds after that one. So that'll be 10 seconds, 1 minute. Assign it to a channel. The very last channel is left at 32. You would save. Now you come over here. Once all of these have been saved, you can save the final file. And this is the sequence name, sequence board 1. Goes all the way through. What you can do now, preview the show, is you hit preview, and you can see here these would be the little LED lights, and you just hit Fireline. And it goes all the way through. Now of course it's different times between queues, so it's going to slow down. This time right here indicates the elapsed time. So you can kind of keep track of your show. And this will continue to go all the way through until your show's finished. The maximum time delay between each queue is 1 hour. So the next one will go off in 1 minute. Five seconds. And it speeds along through. So as you can see, it's pretty simple to set up this program. When you're finished with it, the next step will be to hook this thing up to a PC. Okay, so what I went ahead and just did was I hooked up the MerlinMatch to a power source, and then I USB plugged it into the computer. So now we're ready to upload this. So all you do is you come over here to upload to device. You click on it, and because you saved it, it automatically comes here. Here's the name of the file. Click on it, and then you're going to basically name it Program 1, Program 2, or Program 3, which is called Program 1. So this will then program this into your, on your MerlinMatch, the 10th, 11th, or 12th user-defined programs. So this one will be going to user-defined 10 because it's the first of the 3 available. So we're good here. You're going to come down here to upload. Now you're going to tell the computer where to find the MerlinMatch. The MerlinMatch is connected. Serial port means COM port or where the USB is plugged into. So this one, it'll come up with all the possible options. I know, because I've used this COM port before, it's COM port 6, so you can hit COM port 6. Now you're going to tell the computer to establish a connection with the MerlinMatch system. Just hit connect. And then all this information shows up if it works. This is your serial number, this is the license, This is my company's name, the license expire time, the issue date, issued by this company, and the status, which is valid. And this is the program you're going to upload. So simply put, all you're going to do is hit upload. What's happening now is you can see that this is program uploading, and this is what is being uploaded. And when it finishes, the system will then be completely operating on that particular program, the times that you just set it for. The next demonstration we'll do is we'll just basically get a video camera out, and I'll show you what you physically have to do to make the MerlinMatch ready. Thank you. We want to show you exactly now how to set up the MerlinMatch to e-matches and prepare to shoot it. Let me give you a quick overview of everything. Basically, the MerlinMatch comes like this. It's just a small little cased system containing 32 cues. The first two ports on every side, on both sides, are the grounds. The ones in between refer to the actual cues. So this down to this port is cues 1 through 16, and this one down to this one is ports or cues 17 through 32. The red and black speaker terminal is called the fire line, and the fire line is what's used to actually initiate the sequence or the trigger the sequence. This right here is the port for the RS-232, which communicates back and forth to the PC, and it comes with one of these little cables, a 9-pin serial to the RS-232 pin here. So what you're going to have to do, if you don't have a 9-pin outback in your PC, you're going to have to just go up to Best Buy or get one of these USB to 9-pin adapter ports and just plug one into the other. And then, of course, the USB goes into the PC, and this one gets snapped in here, and this gets snapped into the back of the MerlinMatch. So the only thing that this is used for is to program the specific times into the sequencer, into programs 10 and 11 and 12. Programs 1 through 9 are the already manufactured delays into the system. 1 is 0.5, and it basically goes all the way up till you have 6-second delays, which is program 9. So let's go ahead and set this up. The last one you saw me upload program 10 into the system, and it's got that pre-set up delay. Let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. Okay, so you'll see this little line here going into the system. This line is simply just shooting wire going from an external firing system's cue into the fire line here. Fire line, again, is simply just the trigger inputs that you can use to trigger the sequence it's programmed to. The system needs an external battery. You simply take the port here and you plug it into the system. As soon as you do that, you see that it powers itself on. It's now doing a continuity check. When it flashes, that indicates bad E-matches. There's none in there, so that's why there's a bad E-match. Now, we're going to want to find out what program this is set to. So when you're facing the MerlinMatch, you push the little red button here on the left once. You see Q10 indicating program 10 is lit. Program 10 is the user-defined one that we set up in the video just before. So that's what we want. We're going to say, yeah, we want it. Goes ahead and it redoes its continuity checks, saying that we don't have any good E-matches plugged in. Now we're going to lock it into place. The green light comes on, means we're hot. This time I'm going to go ahead and do a quick fire of the system. And when you see the initial fire, there's a little yellow light on the MerlinMatch, not on the MS45, but on the MerlinMatch. You'll see it light up. Okay, now it's going through its little setup here. And it'll be exactly what you saw on the computer screen before. The next test after we do this, I'm going to go ahead and put some E-matches in there and show you what that looks like when you turn the system on. And then the very last step will be we'll take it in the yard and we'll fire off some E-matches. The last three were long delays. And 32 just fired. So as you can see, it just went through the exact same thing you programmed into it. So let me show you what it looks like with E-matches in it. Okay, so I went ahead and I just basically cut some E-matches down so it'd be easier for me to show you and carry this thing around and go outside with it. But as you can see, the first 6 I got Pro E-matches in, and the last one I've got one of the non-pyrogen igniters that a lot of hobbyists seem to like. So as you can see, this is what it would look like, of course, with a whole bunch more in, with shared grounds. So when you plug this thing in, what's going to end up happening is you'll see the continuity, and what we should see is lights 1 through 7 come on, and then 8 through 32 sort of flash, because there's nothing in 8 through 32, but 1 through 7 we should have good E-matches. So let's do a continuity test here. As soon as I plug it in, it automatically does it for us. Okay, so 7 looks like it's good, and 8 through 32 are flashing. So we are good to take this outside and give it a fire. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now we're outside. I'm going to plug the system in. Okay, again, the continuity is still showing. We're good here. I've got the fire line hooked up from a external firing system. That external firing system is on. We're showing in standby right now, so we're going to arm the system. Green light comes on, indicating we're armed. I'm going to back the camera away so we can see all of the 7 igniters light. And hopefully still see the green LEDs go on. Firing in 3. Oh, can't see the top one. Firing in 3, 2, 1, firing. So there you have it. The neat thing about it is, of course, it can fire the hobby stuff and the professional stuff at the same time. And at the price, it can meet both needs fairly well. So thank you.